Donald Trump continues to do us favors every day because he reminds us day in and day out, as your excellent journalism has shown, why people threw him out of office in 2020. They're so extreme. And one more point to make. When you think about issues like abortion, there's a tendency to think that, oh, this is just base voters coming home.
Yep.
Look at Kansas. Look at elsewhere. That wasn't simply base voters. Donald Trump and the extremism of the Republican Party and Republican candidates like Masters in Arizona and Ron Johnson in Wisconsin and Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania, who's just an Oppo researcher's dream, they continue to make very clear to voters that the Republican Party is very, very extreme. And that's why I have optimisms. A lot more work to do, but I think we can retain the Senate. And I really think that we can actually get up to that 52 magic number. And I do think that we're going to do a lot better in the House than people give us credit for.
Tom, it strikes me, you were rattling off that list of economic accomplishments that the president and his party have had just in the past few weeks and months. I think you could add to that avoiding this crisis around the railways in America. We could have been sitting here this weekend talking about imminent economic collapse. Instead, it's a thing that is in the rear view. Why then in this polling are Dems not necessarily getting credit on the economy?
Well, we have to do more work to educate folks. And I'm glad you brought up the near railroad strike, because that was also related to issues around the West Coast ports. And back in 2015, I worked very hard as labor secretary to avert a strike. And the Biden administration has been working very closely with the port workers and the businesses to avert a strike there. And I'm confident they're going to accomplish that. And what we have to do more of, Alicia, is educate people about how we've delivered. Let me give you one example of something I think most people don't know. In the American Rescue Plan, there were provisions put in place to make sure that retirees, and these are a lot of union members who were about to lose their pensions because their pensions were becoming insolvent. We rescued millions of retirees from imminent disaster. That's what Democrats have done without an iota of help from Republicans. And so, we need to do more to market what we're doing. We need to be the explainers in chief and show people that we've had their back day in and day out, while Republicans continue to have a knife in their back. They don't have an operating philosophy. Remember, Alicia, the 2020 convention, they literally had no platform. The Democrats had a very important platform around climate change and women's reproductive health, et cetera, and economic growth. But the Republicans don't stand for anything other than whatever Donald Trump says. And that's why I think we've got a real chance to win. But we've got to tell that story, as you correctly point out.
Tom, I've only got about 30 seconds left, but I would be remiss if I did not mention that amazing poster you have behind you, Immigrants Are Welcome Here, and this moment that we find ourselves in where you have Republican governors putting migrants on planes. Is this anything more than them wanting to distract from the fact that they have no midterm message and they overreached on Roe?
I'll simply remind viewers that 2 years ago, in the run-up to the 2018 elections, Democrats were talking about healthcare, healthcare, healthcare. And if you watch Fox News day in and day out, you saw the caravans, the caravans, the caravans. They wanted to distract attention. It didn't work then. It didn't work now. This is shameless.